Sure now. Is it with great pleasure that I now hand over to Colm O'Neill, Chief Executive of BT Ireland, to say a few words. Thank you.
Ministers, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say that is the first time I have had to follow something like that, and I'm really not quite sure what to do. It really was superb though, wasn't it? This is our 8th year sponsoring this event, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you here again. At this time of year, it does give me an opportunity to reflect and think about the year that's just passed and is coming to an end. And during that time, I often go back and look at the YouTube clips of previous speeches that I would have made. One of the things I've realized is that it is still just me and my mum watching them. But I also had a look at the invitation for this evening's event, and I think there's a copy of it here in front, and I read that, and it said, Northern Ireland Chamber rocks. And I thought, surely not. Northern Ireland Chamber delivers, Northern Ireland Chamber celebrates, but Northern Ireland Chamber rocks, this institution that was founded back in 1700. And then I thought, we have Mark Nodder as our president, who is not only selling buses to China, but he does look like somebody who could be a member of a rock band, doesn't he? The revival version, though, Mark, I think. But on a serious note, I would like to congratulate Mark, Anne, and the whole team for the phenomenal year they've had, adding value to business in Northern Ireland again, but also for the inspiration to come up with something so different. I've certainly been inspired by it, and I'm sure many other people in the room have been as well. So congratulations and well done. Now, as I reflected on the year, it was interesting. This time last year, the tone was very much one of anticipation, as we anticipated what was going to be a very exciting year for Northern Ireland ahead. But it was anticipation tinged with nervousness, as there was every chance to make a mess of the many things that we were going to get to do through the year. I'm just going to talk about 2 of them. The first one was the G8. It was an event that BT had to play our part in it, but there was a real sense of Northern Ireland pulling together to deliver a very complex event flawlessly. And when the eyes of the world turned to Enniskillen in the summer, that's exactly what happened. A very complex event was delivered flawlessly, and that sense of people pulling together was palpable. We then had some challenges through the year where maybe not so positive images of Northern Ireland were beaming their way around the world. So we approached the investment conference with probably a little bit of trepidation. And Alistair, I'm not sure you'd make it into Mark's band, but as the conductor of the orchestra for those 2 days, and the work that you and your team did to again put on a very complex event flawlessly really was quite an achievement. And again, I felt that sense of a team pulling together. There were so many people who participated in that, who worked hard to make that a success and to sell Northern Ireland to potential inward investors. So I think, on reflection, Northern Ireland has had a pretty good year. At BT, we've made good progress also. We've made good progress at BT also through investments that we've made through the downturn in conjunction with the Northern Ireland government. We end up, at this point in time, having Northern Ireland as one of the most connected regions in Europe. Quite an achievement. And we've been busy getting people to adopt that network in the last 12 months. And I can now tell you that we have over 20% of homes and businesses that can access that network are now using it. And that really is a great achievement. And I do appreciate that some of you here may not want to buy your services from BT. I can't imagine why. But we do make that network available to 25 other service providers, so available on an open access basis. But the 20% is good. However, we got a report done during the year that told us that if we got to 40% adoption, that the revenue impact on Northern Ireland would be £750 million, and the reduction in cost would be £45 million. So we still have a way to go. We also had a good year with the launch of BT Sport. It was a very new venture for us, and after 13 weeks, we had over 2 million subscribers in 4 million homes. Quite a success, and people will have heard the recent rights acquisitions that we've made to make that an even greater success as we go into the future. So a pretty good year at BT. And so as I reflect this year, last year was a pretty good year, and I look forward not with anticipation but with hope that we can capitalize on some of the opportunities that we've created for ourselves. Now I'm going to polish off my speech with a quote from a rock band, Rush, who would tell you, "Give me no speeches that can be so droll. Leave me alone and let me rock and roll." Thank you very much.